in the call too. Okay?
Okay.
Cool. So to start, like, what program are you most interested in? I think I saw in
Um,
your, yeah,
I'm interested in music performance.
music performance. Cool. And so did you have any like questions to share or anything that we might be able to maybe help you with or pass along to the recruiter?
Yeah, actually, I want to know more about the audition. How do you choose people? How do you choose students? Like,
Um,
um,
so
yeah.
Yeah.
what I'll do is, like, we can give you a very high level overview, but I'd rather you talk directly to the faculty because they do tend to change what they're interested in the audition every year. And the people who are evaluating those auditions change a little bit as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send a direct email to you and the recruiter. And then also, did you get an email regarding our info session for music?
No, I
Okay,
didn't.
so I'll send you a link to that in the chat. This is an opportunity to directly interface with the faculty. And then that way, they will be able to explain down to a detail. We can give you a high overview, but I really want to make sure you get the exact answers you want. So after this session, I'll introduce you to our recruitment officer. Sign up for this event if you can. If not, I'll make sure that we connect you with one of the faculty so they can walk you through what the audition processes look like this year.
Okay.
Cool. Thanks. So yeah, we'll set you directly up with the recruiter, and we'll send along the info session links. So that should be super helpful. Cool. So let me just start. So we'll jump into some questions now. And these questions are going to be about like your selection process. So let me go into here. So what other universities are you currently looking at right now?
I'm looking at Toronto University
Okay.
and Western.
Okay. And so, and Kareem, feel free to jump in if you have any questions as well.
Is there a reason you chose those three? And are there any other countries you're considering?
I'm considering the United States, and I chose these three universities because, you know, they're top universities in Canada.
Where are you right now?
Morocco.
Oh, so jealous. We can trade if you want. I'm sure it's much nicer over there.
Yeah, let's trade.
Okay, so University Western, and was this done on your own research? Like, were you looking up music programs in Canada? Like, what would you type in to find this kind of information?
I looked for music universities in Canada, you know, top music universities, and Western University was recommended by a teacher, a violin teacher in Canada.
Okay.
A violin teacher that you knew previously, or a violin teacher that you found on Google, or what was? I'm curious as to.
I just knew him on Facebook.
Okay. Okay, cool.
And out of those three schools, are you following any of the social media accounts for any of them?
No.
Do you plan to? And by the way, none of this affects your application whatsoever. So if you say that our social media, our website are horrible, we will agree with you.
Yeah, maybe we can show you, and then you can also tell us. You can give us feedback on that.
Let's say you did apply. Would going on the social media accounts be important to you, or do you find most of the information on the website?
Yeah, I do find most of the information on the website, and I ask the faculty.
Okay. And what information on the website would you feel like is the most important in helping you make that decision?
Well, I look for tuition and fees, scholarships, students who graduate every year, and I read about teachers in the university. I read about the programs to know if they're popular or no. That's it.
Uh-huh. Okay. Can you tell me more about each one of those fields, like tuition? So how are you going about comparing everything? Like, do you kind of like have like tabs set up where you look at different universities and you're looking at the different tuition options, or is you recording it down on a sheet, or like how does that work in terms of like comparing tuition and also as well as like scholarships? Like, how do you go through and evaluate like different scholarship options for like the different universities? I'm just curious.
I just check scholarships I can apply for. For example, I check if as a music student I can play a piece to get a certain scholarship.
Okay. So then okay. So it's like I'm just trying to imagine. So you'd go to York University and go in the scholarship section and then look for music scholarships. Is that kind of like your flow?
Yes.
Or would it be like go to the York Music website and then look for the scholarship section there?
Well, I search specifically for music scholarships because they're more competitive.
Okay. Cool.
And are you searching music scholarships for international students or just in general?
No, international students to see if I'm eligible to apply.
Okay, perfect. Is there any sort of information that you are looking for on the websites around international student support?
Not really, no.
Okay, is that a concern to you?
Yes.
Okay.
Would it be better to have an international students kind of like section versus a future students section to you? Like, would it appeal more to you to have a section on the website? And maybe I'll have to show you an example after this, but would it appeal more to you to have a section on the website that says, hey, like future students click here? Or would it appeal more to you to have a section that says international students click here?
Yes. I would rather prefer international students click here.
Okay. Cool. I'm gonna ask some really high level, really broad questions. Okay, these are some fun ones. So like in your mind, like what makes good art? What makes good music?
Do you mean composition? Music composition?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, you compose?
Yes, I do.
Uh-huh.
I'm very interested in romantic music, like Chopin and Beethoven, sometimes Schubert. I like this kind of music. And I'm more interested in classical music. I'm not really into jazz and other styles. I don't like them. So art for me pure art is classical music.
Pure art is classical music. Nice.
Yeah.
So it seems like it's and it's a note for our back end. Like it seems like the specific taste is really important to portray or represent maybe on the website as well. Like I don't know, just an idea. Okay, and so I'm curious, like, how do you expect university or a program like York to help you prepare for your career or what you'd like to come out of the life after university?
I do intend to be a music performer with orchestras or solo. I also want to teach music.
Okay. And how does university play into that equation for you?
University will prepare me because I have a problem. I can't perform in public without making mistakes. So I think if I studied in a university and I get used to perform in front of everyone, concerts, I'll just get used to it and be able to perform in the future.
Cool. Nice. Yeah, definitely a lot of like orchestras and spaces in Toronto. Toronto is a good space to be out of all the Canadian cities to be in this music space. Okay, and so let's see.
I'm just wondering, did you get a chance to check out the facilities for music when you were browsing through the website?
Yes.
What did you think? And is that important to you?
Yes, it's very important.
Okay, good.
And so like out of the, like piggybacking off that, like out of all of the types of content that you can see on the website, right, that would help you kind of understand what the experience is like. For example, like a student lifestyle, or like what the lectures are like, what the programs like, the spaces are like. What types of media would you appreciate seeing the most? Or like past students, or like where they are now? Like what's the most important kind of like piece of media or content to you as a music student going in? Facilities as well.
I'd like to see past students and see what they've become, so that I can get an idea of what I could become.
Past students. And what would you say is the, like, how do you imagine that being like represented well? Like what do we mean by like past students and what they become? Is it a profile? Is it like their past work?
Career? Like, yeah.
Okay, so kind of like would you say like a written out what they're doing now type of thing?
Yes, kind of.
Kind of like a profile. Okay. And so what else is important in the content kind of like space to see, apart from past students and where they become? Like what would you like to see in the website to get a feel more of what York's like?
I'd like to see pieces that I'm required to perform, pieces that I'm expected to play, so that I can get an idea and prepare very well.
So it's more so for your application process rather than for your. So wait, so you mentioned pieces that you're expected to perform. So you mean for your application process, or in the program that you're both? Okay. Both. Okay. Cool. Neat. And so yeah, unless there's any other questions from the team, I'm going to
the next part.
Yeah, okay. Cool. Yeah, are you able to share your screen? You see there's a button in the middle bottom there. And I'm going to send you the link to I'm going to send you the link to your website. Actually, so when you found the program, did you start, Kareem, do we want to start from a Google search directly? Because I know you mentioned that we can start broader.
I think that would be ideal.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe if you could share your screen. Can you see this share screen button, by the way?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Feel free to click on that when you're ready. And then we're going to go down the Google rabbit hole and try and find what we're looking for. Nice. Yeah, you see it. Okay.
Okay.
Feel free to open up a Google tab.
Mm-hmm.
And then basically the task here, right, is scenario. You're a student looking to get a music program. You're doing more research, and you essentially want to find application steps on your application. So that's the task at hand. Like find more information and take the next step in order to apply for a music program.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So go ahead. And the purpose of this, again, it's not like to actually be doing the application or anything. It's just, we're basically just trying to see how you experience the website and how you flow through the interface, by the way. I guess it's just in case it wasn't too clear. But yeah, go ahead.
Should I type York University?
I think you type whatever you would type to find a music program, so to speak.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Just the beginning of your search, let's say. And also feel free to like think out loud too as you're going through things. Tell us more about why you're searching in a certain way, or what you think about certain things, because it'd be great feedback for us.
Mm-hmm. Well, as an international student, I need to select top universities to make sure that my visa will be approved, because my visa was rejected this year. I applied for Holland College and I was accepted. And when I applied for a visa, the visa officer just didn't accept it. He refused and said that he doubts that I'm going to stay in Canada after the end of my period of stay. So that's why I'm going to choose top universities this time.
Kareem, did you? So I'm curious. So yeah, I'm just super confused because I know nothing about the visa application process, I guess. But so you're now searching for top universities this time, because if it's a top university, it's more likely the visa application will go through.
Yeah.
Versus, so before you were not searching top universities before?
No.
You were just searching universities. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. That's an interesting note. Yeah.
Are there any other sites that you go to, like Study in Canada, or any agent websites that you've visited before that helped you apply, or is it just it's whatever comes up in the search?
No. I crossed the website. I thought it was called Study in Canada.
Yeah.
And then I just started searching randomly.
Okay. Good to know. And then from there, you kind of made your list based off of location, off of the rankings.
Well, the rankings are important to me. The location are not.
Okay.
And what specific rankings are you looking at? Like, what are the most important ones to you?
Top ranking universities are good for me.
Yeah. Just if we can dig into that, how do you define top? Like, what's top ranking to you? And there's no right answer. Just whatever matters the most to you.
Top 10.
Okay. Are you looking at like a Maclean's, or like, how are you kind of determining what's in top 10?
I'm just looking at the statistics.
Okay.
So if I said I was top, then I'd be number one. Like, for example, like is it as any list that you see that says top 10, then it's valid as like that's the like you'll trust in that.
No, not everything is valid. I make sure before I choose.
Okay, because like there's a couple that we participate in. So just so you know, essentially what happens, there's like the Times Higher Ed rankings, there's the QS rankings, etc. Every university either decides to pay into it or they don't. So sometimes they won't be ranked if we don't agree with their methodology of ranking. Just for clarification, because it's something that I find I have to explain a lot to like international students, because the rankings do matter, especially on the international side. But there are definitely some ranking systems that like York and UFT don't participate in, because we have to pay them to get on the list, kind of thing.
Yeah, I see.
So I think that's just important to know, although some of them are very good. And I think the ones that explain their methodology of ranking, whether it be the types of research a university does, the quality of the professor, the quality of the student experience, I would suggest if you are looking, definitely look out for those that have those extra explanations about why they're ranked. It is a very big business. University ranking business is a very big business.
Okay.
So you base those top 3 off of rankings. Now, so UFT, Western, and York, were you looking at, let's say, professors' previous compositions on the classical side? Or were you looking at professors that taught the classical stream?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that last part.
Oh, or were you looking at any of the professors that taught specifically in the classical stream? Or
yes.
Were you all around?
No, I'm actually looking for professors on classical file because they may be having some, I don't know, great knowledge on classical music more than the others.
Okay.
Cool. So I'm actually going to kind of like push us to the next step. So let's land on maybe if you can find is York on this site here? Let's just scroll to where we might find York, and then we'll get on the website and we'll move from there. Or if it's not on this site too, you can also just directly go into the York website.
Okay.
There we go. Cool. So again, like the task is to find more information on your program and to make the decision of whether or not you want to apply. So feel free to talk out loud and kind of like tell us like what you're thinking, what you're feeling, like what's going on. Evaluate. Let us know feedback. Don't worry, it won't hurt your feelings. We're trying to improve the site, so it's all good.
Okay. Do you teach in French some programs?
We do. Not all programs have it. A lot of our French programs are offered through what we call the Glendon campus. And that is completely taught in French, but it does not have every program.
Okay.
Is there any way for you to push the whereby kind of like tab to the side? You see how there's a window there? Are you seeing it? Push it to the corner for us.
Oh, this is like the Matrix.
Oh no, we're stuck. Whoa.
Sorry, Inception. I meant Inception.
It's like when there's like 2 mirrors in a washroom, like front and back to each other, like you have this effect. Crazy.
What happened?
I don't know. Maybe you can does it let you minimize this window? Damn it, I made it worse. I shouldn't have asked.
Oh, now I can see you. Can you see?
Oh, awesome. Yeah.
Perfect.
That's perfect. Cool. So you're on music now.
Yeah.
What's on your mind?
I'm looking for classical music. I'm seeing here jazz. Is there a York orchestra?
Yes. Yeah. So this is part of what we're trying to understand. The future student site doesn't show as much information as this link I just pasted in whereby, which is ampd.yorku.ca. So this site, and eventually that page you're on will link to it, has more information about the program. Talking about performances, the type of learning outcomes, the type of music that we do, etc. So it's the ampd.yorku.ca URL.
Yeah. It's linked in the chat. If you can see it. So would you say that like that that link didn't really, or did it kind of give you what you were looking for? That
let me check it.
The other one that you were on, because I know you were looking for classical, but
yeah.
And it's really interesting how like specifically like you're really specifically looking for a genre of music within the music program too. So it's also really interesting to note. What's up? What do you think?
Are there any music scholarships?
There are. If you, which one is it? If you click on the menu at the top right, those three little lines, you can go into student resources and you can see scholarships, awards, and bursaries. So it'll be under student resources. You'll see scholarships, awards, and bursaries, and then we actually have them categorized out for you for music, for first year, etc. And then you can like apply directly through this site.
Ooh. Well, this is a great page once you find it.
That's always the hard part. But it gives a description, if you click on any of them, of the value, etc., of each one.
Huh. Is there any way you think that could have been easier, by the way?
No, I think this is perfect.
Yeah.
This page is really great.
I mean, you got Kareem's help to find the page, though. That's the thing.
Oh, yeah,
like this, I agree. This page is like it's really great. Like it looks really in detail, and you can add to an apply list and a wish list. I did not know. Like that's crazy. And the filtering options are pretty nice.
Where would you have gone to look for this if I didn't tell you where it was? I failed my own experiment, by the way. I shouldn't have.
So scholarships.
Okay, so there should be a scholarships thing on the side.
Yes.
Because I think there's only the student resources, and it's. Would you click on student resources in order to get to scholarships? Like you see that hamburger menu on the right, like the three lines.
No, sometimes it's under tuition and fees. I found scholarships. Yeah. And financial aid.
I agree. I totally agree.
Okay, definitely change that up there. Okay, so then now you're looking for scholarships to help you make your decision of what program to choose. And so here on this page, what are you finding, and is it what you're looking for?
Yeah, it's exactly what I'm looking for. I just don't know if I'm eligible to apply because I don't know if they are for international students or for everyone.
Right.
Let me check if there. I don't know if
there's a button for domestic students, but there's no button for international students.
Okay.
So we would have to inverse it.
Okay, perfect.
And looking at the side here, you see year level, first, second, third, fourth. Does that signal to you that entrance scholarships for high school students are not included, or would you still continue looking?
I will still continue looking.
Okay.
It's interesting, right? Like ultimately, like you're looking for entrance scholarships for international students, like something fairly specific, and it seems like pretty hard and accessible to find. Here, let's see. Okay, lots of work to be done. And okay, so I'd like to now, unless there's any, you think there's any extra steps, Kareem, that do you want to dive into? I think like it's actually let's drive it through the end. Okay, so now you're here, right? You're looking for scholarships. You want to figure out whether or not you're eligible for them, and you've and so how would you go about doing that here?
I just will read the description.
Yeah.
And find out.
Okay.
You want to bring up the mock-ups, Mark?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, cool. We can jump to that. Must be an underground. Okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah, mock-ups is a great idea. I'm becoming frustrated at this process. Digging for this myself. Okay, so I will actually send you a link, right, in the chat. And then it'd be great if you could go through them. There are 3 pages to each mock-up. There are 3 designs. And we'd love you to first let us know like which one you prefer, which one appears to be a design that would give you all the most information that you need. And then we'll dive into each design and get more feedback on them later.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you use your arrow keys, you can actually get to the next one. So that's the first one.
How do I get to the next?
Use your arrow keys. Click on the right arrow key. Does that work? Or you can also there might also be an arrow at the bottom.
You might have to accept the cookies or whatever it is at the bottom first. There might be a little yellow button.
There are no cookies, I think.
There's no cookies.
Just underneath the pop-up with the blue button on the bottom center. There you go. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
See that
Oh, there we go. Nice. Yeah. So which
First
one do you?
last.
First one and last one.
Can
Can
I
you?
think the first one is good.
First one. Okay. Can you share more why?
Because it has everything right in front of you. There are current students, future students. Apply now, find your program, scholarships, everything that one will need to know more about the university.
Cool. And yeah, this is a 3-page document, so you can also scroll down and look at kind of like the entire page as if this was a live web page. And so, yeah, you can scroll downwards. Yeah, there we go. So, yeah, where do you gravitate towards? And what are you looking for on this page?
The first step, I would click on Find Your Program to make sure if this university has the program I'm interested in. Then I'm going to go to Scholarships and Awards and the admission requirements.
Admission requirements. Okay. Find your program. Okay. Cool. I think that should be, yeah, that's looking to be about everything. on our end, on the feedback end. Unless there's any other questions, yeah, the next step for us then would be to connect you with the recruiter. We'll send you along the info sessions. I'll send you the gift card to the email that you provided. And yeah, is there any other, if there's no other questions on our team side, then I think that's about it. Like, really appreciate your time.
Sarah, do you have anything that you want to ask?
Just one quick question. So you noted the 3 universities you're talking about were specifically universities. Did you look into colleges, or when you were looking for top schools, you gravitated towards universities?
I did look for colleges and I applied for Holland College, but as I said, my visa was refused.
And in Canada, is Holland College in Canada?
Yes, in Prince Edward Island.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, I thought it was in the States. Okay, so you were comparing colleges and universities in the same seriousness.
Yes.
Oh, awesome. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And also, like, a quick question too, like, if this was the music website, if you knew that you were landing on the music website, would it change what your first button would be? Like, I don't know if it was clear that this was the actual, like, the actual music website that you were on. Would it change what you clicked? Would you be less like needing to click on find your program now that you were on the music page? Because that was the music page, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Or well, the arts program page. It wasn't just a general York University website.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I would click on find your program anyways.
You still find your program. Okay, because you're real. I guess, is it because you're looking for something very specific?
Yes, because
and
I'm
you have
specific. Yes.
Cool. Okay. Well, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate your time. Like, you have no idea like how much this feedback is going to go to help other students like figure out what they need, and because everything is like online nowadays, it's so important to that we have everything in the right place so that, folks like yourself, you can figure out like if York's a good program for you. And York is a great place to be. So please, apply and get through. I feel like I'm selling York now, but definitely.
I will say one thing that you'll find when you apply to universities: we have staff dedicated to helping you with the visa process. That's literally their entire job. So whether it be us or UFT or Western, they should all have people who will help you with that. Just make sure and ask for it if you do get a chance. My stance on recruitment is always to make sure the student gets into the best program they fit. So if you go to another university, they're all great here. I don't think there's any bad choices out of the ones you listed. But just make sure that you get the help, because it's really part of what you're paying us to do is get those services that are in addition to just your program. So please ask for visa help next time, and they have experts in that field.
Yeah, thanks for letting me know.
No problem. So I'll send a follow-up email to you with the contact for the recruitment officer, as well as the info session that you can talk to the faculty about the admission.
Okay.
Cool. Thanks so much.
My pleasure.
Cheers. Have a great one.